We're now joined by Robin Russell, the founder and CEO of First Natural Brands. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us this evening.
Good.
Robin, you've got a real interest in music. Apparently you've been creating tracks,
Yes.
sleep tracks.
Yes.
Can you tell us a bit about that?
Well, I have a studio at home, and the development of Tisserand and the market of sleep spreads into other things apart from just these products. And it's quite popular to have music when you're trying to go to sleep.
Yes.
So I created 10 different tracks of about 20 minutes. They're quite sleepy, so I almost fell asleep at them. And we've now got them on the website so that you can go on, and if you buy a product, you can also try one of the sounds as well. And they've got a binaural sound on it, which is the sort of brainwave sense that you have if you try to go to sleep.
Oh, is it?
So it's quite fun.
I might try that.
Yes, do.
Are you ready to pitch?
Yes, okay.
Right. You've got 8 minutes.
Thank you. Thank you. I'd like to just give you a top snapshot of the market opportunity, the company First Natural Brands that is trying to take advantage of that opportunity, and Tisserand Aromatherapy, the brand that we're using. The market opportunities, I think everybody knows about the growth of the natural market in recent years. The market that is really on fire at the moment is the well-being market, and we describe the well-being market as being a collection of diet areas, exercise and mood, and we are really in the mood emotion sector. From recent Mintel and other research, we know that 80% of adults say they had stressful experiences in the past 12 months. We also know that about 70% of those adults would quite like to use a natural product to try to overcome that stress. As far as sleep is concerned, we know that about 80% of adults say that they understand that if they lose sleep, their appearance is likely to be affected negatively as well. And within that, we've heard that 23% of adults actually use aromatherapy products to try to improve their sleep. And more interestingly, 32% of those adults are interested to try those products as well. The third market opportunity is, of course, the environment, where today everybody and all consumers are much more interested in the protection of the environment, and they expect brands to be responsible for the environment as well. And of course, we're in that sector too. Perhaps the fourth market opportunity are the routes to market for information. And 10 years ago, there was just not the social media phenomena that there is today, that consumers can really find out anything they want to know about well-being and aromatherapy in an instant. And that is allowing us to also engage with them too. And within that also are the channels to market. And we've found that in the last 2 to 3 years that a lot of our customers are now really dedicating space in their stores to topics within well-being, sleep, energy and so forth. So that's a very positive thing for our development. If I come to the company now, First Natural Brands, it's based in Sussex. We have 2 sites, both have ISO standards to them, and we have a really strong team of professionals in the business. I regard it as one of our competitive advantage points. It might be because out the windows it's facing fields. I think it's actually to do with the market growth and the opportunity that everybody sees that we've got in this market. It's a very, very strong team. We also have 1 or 2 shareholders who have experience in the industries that we are operating in, and we value their advice and we take it. So we've got quite a strong sort of brain energy in the business. And the business today is looking to double its sales in the next 2 to 3 years, and that will come from building more on the existing business that we have today, some new business which we can see coming, more direct engagement with consumers, and of course new product introductions. And the new product introductions will come from Tisserand. Now, Tisserand has heritage because in 1974, Robert Tisserand, as the pioneer of modern aromatherapy, founded the brand Tisserand. And today, we in First Natural Brands believe that we are the pioneers of the next generation of that aromatherapy, particularly because of the well-being market. We've very carefully crafted the new and modern Tisserand, and we can see from our sales that it's working really well. Our communication is also working well. In 2016, the awareness of Tisserand was 1 in 10 women. In 2019, from research we've just done, the awareness is 1 in 5 women. The brand architecture consists of essential oils, well-being, bath and body, and collaborative collections. And with all of that, the strapline for Tisserand is it's what's inside, because the quality of what's inside the bottle is really the point to differentiate us from other competition. So in essential oils, we are at the moment selling out an essential oil about once every 45 seconds. So the quality that we have to have in that product is absolutely essential, and the supply chain management is also essential as well. But we're really focused on that, and it works very well. Well-being, we are selling sleep-associated products, such as these, at about 1 every 90 seconds. And that has really grown dramatically in the last 2 to 3 years, where it was about 1 every 3 minutes. So well-being is very strong in sleep, but we also have other themes that we are working on. So stress, focus, energy, happiness, and so forth. With sleep, we started off with just one product, a rollerball, and now it's a range, and the same approach is being taken for the other areas as well. Bath and body, there we have essential oil blends, lovely essential oil blends, instead of the synthetic fragrances that other brands have as well. And we obviously focus quite closely on the environment there too. And then fourthly, collaborative collections. This is where another brand may have similar strategic pillars to Tisserand, and they are looking to develop those pillars into other product categories with a brand that has the authority like Tisserand. So we were interested in this because National Geographic are focused on the well-being tourist market, of which is growing at about 8% globally. And so I can't say too much about it, but in the next 2 to 3 months we will be coming out with a range that is Tisserand and National Geographic as well. So that's very exciting. And of course it's another endorsement of our care for the environment too. So the key drivers for Tisserand to double sales and value would be listen to the consumers and customers in the UK and internationally. The market growth is clearly here and here to stay, and we need to make sure that we have products that are dedicated to that. Smart management of the various routes to market, effective market communication, and to push ourselves and the boundaries as experts that we can. And finally, investment to support the growth, covering brand management, MPD, marketing communications, and the supply chain management. Thank you. Hope that was a useful snapshot.
Thank you very much for your great pitch today and for bringing all your products, which do, I have to say, smell amazing.
Good.
Eddie, do you want to start us off with some questions?
So it's obviously a very large market and it's highly competitive, yet you're expanding into it, you're expanding. So what do you think sets you guys apart?
I really think it is the phrase, it's what's inside, and the focus that we have on quality, on the essential oils, that they come in, that they really are the top quality. And there are all sorts of other positionings that you can have in essential oils, but we really focus on the top quality. Once you've got that top quality, when you apply it to, for example, well-being, it's the expertise in blending. So we have chemists and aromatherapists really focused on getting a really strong proposition there. Consumers today, they want to hear about the performance as well. So we do trials of the products. So in sleep, for example, we did trials with a number of these products, and we found that after a week of using them, most consumers that we were testing, 90% said, my sleep has improved. So we're really focused on the consumer in that way. And I think we're small and tight that we can do that.
Very good.
Great. Apparently we've got video that we'd like to show everybody. Can we do that?
Yes, please, yes.
Let's take a look. That's a very relaxing video there. Was that some of
Everyone's falling asleep.
I mean, yes, it's very relaxing. Was that some of your music that they used in the
Not
video?
not in that particular one,
Yeah.
no, but I've got it on others.
It's so important, sleep, isn't it? I keep
Yes.
meaning to buy that book, Why We Sleep.
Yes,
Yeah,
it is.
good for your health and
Well,
everything.
we're learning more about not only going to sleep, but staying asleep, and then if you wake up and what you do to then go to sleep afterwards. So we're quite studying it quite deeply.
Who would be a typical sort of customer of yours? Do you have a typical customer?
In terms of consumers and ladies,
Consumer, yeah.
it is majority of ladies or men as well. When we do our research, we tend to go 28 to 33 women,
Okay.
mums under 40, mums under 50 and 50 plus. And there are sort of categories within all of that section. We find that with stress, the younger audience are talking about stress quite heavily. When you go a little bit further on, it's more calm. So the underlying problem is still there, but there's a language that you sort of address them differently
Quite
with.
interesting.
And it's very interesting to see how it works. So our market is really 25 to 55 plus, but inside it, there are different dynamics affecting it.
Sure.
People want different oils for different things, I suppose.
Yes.
Yeah. I saw in your video there that you use lavender.
Yes.
Maybe it comes from France. Does it come from France?
It comes from France and Bulgaria.
Yeah.
Yes.
And do you think that Brexit's going to affect things for you, or?
Short term, we have made sure that we've got enough lavender in this country. So, well, short time, depending what everyone decides is short term.
Nobody knows.
But we do not have much sales in Europe, so we're sort of fairly safe there. We sort of felt about 2 or 3 years ago, this is an unknown quantity, let's sort of be careful there. And we've just managed our sourcing so that we've got everything in the UK for a short-term period. So I think we should be all right there. The one thing we will do when we separate is to have a person responsible, a chemist, in the EU market, so that that in the event that we do sell there, there's someone there that can answer those questions. At the moment, our chemists can do that, but once we separate, we have to have a separate person there. So we're on the point of appointing that person now.
You're also looking to expand further into the UK, I think?
We are. We've got a very nice sort of collection of retail accounts, from independents through to the Planet Organics of this world, the natural chains, and then the bigger chains like Boots, Waitrose and Holland & Barrett. Such is the momentum in all of those markets, there's more expansion that we can get there. So that's sort of a focus point, where the fruit is low hanging, that's the place to go first. There are some customers that we're not in that we can also do, which we've got a dialogue with. And then we do have a footprint internationally. We're in about 20 countries in a small way, and we've got 2 or 3 markets where we're looking to do something a little bit more serious than that. US and Canada is one. Canada is quite an interesting market for its interest in natural products and well-being. So that's one that we're looking at quite closely at the moment, and we have a little bit of business there as well. So UK, there's more to be done, and then 1 or 2 selected markets internationally.
Okay.
And could you tell us some more about your collaboration with National Geographic?
They might have to shoot me if I do,
Okay.
but it's a 4-year agreement. National Geographic is now owned by 21st Century Fox, and they are really almost doing the same modernisation of that brand as we've done with Tisserand. We haven't quite finished Tisserand yet, but you can see a big slug of it's done. And so they are looking for collaborations to really lift the brand as well. And I'm very excited about some of the things that we're going to do there without actually being able to reveal it. Safe to say that the wellness tourism market is something that we're both looking at. So you can imagine, you probably know now what the products are.
Get the
going to be.
picture. Yeah. Robin, thank you very much for
It's a
joining us
pleasure.
today and for coming on and pitching. If you'd like to find out more about First Natural Brands, you can do so on Crowdcube's website, crowdcube.com.